Matter of fact, let's just make this simple and plain. I grab this, they won't remember his name. He'll be past tense. Literally go from Ave to memory lane. First.
You forgot about the little Noane. That thing be going crazy. And since Charlie bit me, there's one finger on the bait.
Facts. Y'all might have to play this back, but when you piece it all together, those are the type of lines that created smack. So
Iron Solomon's career is one of the things I wanted to dissect for the longest time. When you discuss foundational pieces of modern battle rap, innovators, and battlers who maintain longevity, he has to be mentioned without question. Iron's legacy is highly esteemed not only because of his early contributions and his catalog, it's also because of his journey and the turmoil he overcame to solidify his spot as a legend. Battle rap is a sport of hunger, reinvention, and bounce backs, and I believe that Iron Solomon has one of the most unique bounce backs of all time. In this video, we're going to examine Iron Solomon's return to battle rap and how it affected the culture and his legacy. I typically do an origin story to cover the base of the artist's career, but this time, I want to turn back the clock to a specific time that placed a tremendous role in Iron revamping his style. Summer Madness 2 was the catalyst. The second installment of Summer Madness was considered and still may be regarded as the peak of battle rap due to the stage, celebrity involvement, the number of fans that supported it, and the theme of the card. The Return of the Legends piqued major interest due to battle rap becoming more of a commercial outlet. You got the DVD Legends touching gloves with competitors of the URL era. This was a historic event and a transformative piece of battle rap evolution. The headliner in this card included the return of Murder Mook and Iron Solomon in a highly anticipated bout. And when they announced the 5-round stipulation, many were interested to see how these guys would fare. Iron was considered a formidable opponent by many because of his lyrical ability and witty style, and Mook was considered the godfather of the game who left every battle unscathed. Everyone was expecting a good matchup, but I think people forgot one important element. Neither combatant has done a traditional battle on a stage, and to double down, neither of them had a battle in front of 2,000 battle rap fans. And due to the change of the battle rap atmosphere and their inability to adjust, this made for a battle that was filled with restlessness from the crowd and dull moments. To many fans, this was considered one of the worst main events in battle rap history. But the most damaging part of this battle is that Iron lost all 5 rounds in a humiliating fashion. Iron shouldered most of the slack of this battle because he was out of his element and was outclassed from beginning to end. Back then, a loss this damaging would make you sit for some time, and maybe even retire. After 3 years of handling other aspects of his life, Iron came back rejuvenated, equipped, and inspired in his KOTD debut versus Daylight on World Domination 5. In this bout, many were excited to see how Iron would fare this time around against one of the most elite pens of this generation. And it's safe to say that Iron put on a great performance to match Daylight's penmanship. And this really solid showing made many question what was next for Iron. And right on cue, Solomon went on record to say that he has a few more paths he wants to cross.
like a hit list.
Who would bring the best out of you over here at King of the Dot?
I mean, guys that I like a lot. I mean, Pat Stay is incredible. Immaculate is incredible. People say, Disaster they want to see me against.
Definitely.
I like Conceited. I like Chilla. I like B Magic. I'm just saying people I like, and the thing that had me battle Daylight is because I liked him, and that's where my next battle will likely come from. Not to say that there aren't people I maybe have Venom for too, but for the most part, I just want to rap against people that make me feel like I gotta elevate my pen game, or like, yo, I love what he does. Let me see if I can step in the ring and not like take somebody's style, but just go head to head with them in a way that pays homage to what they do by stepping my game up.
In the first quarter of 2016, Iron Solomon made another appearance on the KOTD platform on another major KOTD imprint, Blackout. In a long-awaited match, Iron took on Disaster in one of the best clashes of the year and one of the best battles on the platform. It was a battle of ideology, lyricism, and legacy. And ultimately, it made for one of the most talked about clashes in the culture, for better or for worse. This was by far the most impactful battle of his career thus far, and it was met with high praise, but thankfully, Iron's foot was still on the gas. Just 3 months after his battle against Disaster, Iron made another appearance on the second installment and best installment of the Massacre event. This card was stacked with grade A talents: Pat Stay, Hollow the Don, Danny Myers, Head Ice, Big K, and DNA, just to name a few. Another individual that Iron expressed admiration and respect for was B Magic. By 2016, many considered B Magic to be over the hill. Magic was considered one of the best pins and punchers in the game, but he had several months of turbulence at the moment. His stock plummeted at an all-time low. Iron was for certain that Magic would return to form with 2 reasons. For one, he still saw greatness in the St. Louis native. And for 2, he acknowledged the fact that many people come to kill against him. Not only did Magic do just that, but Iron met him at his peak. And in my estimation, Iron and Magic put on one of the best KOTD battles of all time. This was Iron's second time creating a classic in 2016, while also highlighting the greatness of his counterparts.
Got your name ringing, your digits is up now. You hitting figures you ain't touched in a while. That's a drunk dial. You talk like a... Tears in your face got you feeling like the Jordan meme. I make Maryland's out of Norma jeans and put these pussies on the screen. I done made more cats famous than Carter Deems.
To close out his 2016, Iron made his second appearance on World Domination against another heavyweight, Charlie Clips. Charlie Clips was met with a lot of criticism, preceding back-to-back losses to Hollow the Don and Loaded Lux. The dagger was the damaging loss to Rum Nitty. With Clips' pre-existing reputation for slacking off in battles, many thought Clips would be a layup for Iron in this encounter. However, Clips delivered a pretty solid performance to match what Iron brought to the ring. This completed the trifecta and further stamped him as a battler who can hang with the current era. His year was given a great deal of acclaim from bloggers, analysts, and battlers across the culture. He was considered a top 10 battler due to the work he provided in the 2016 calendar year. 2017 would make for another interesting year. Iron's first 2 battles in the year were met with mixed reviews. The first was his encounter versus Arsenal on Massacre 3. Since Iron's return, he has tasked himself with outdoing his opponent in their expertise. Unfortunately, in this case, he tried to be as disrespectful as Arsenal, which led him to make some remarks that were not received well by fans. But overall, Iron gave a solid performance, but it was easily his weakest since his return. The second battle also had mixed reviews, and that was Ilmac. Iron and Ilmac was a battle that made so much sense, yet it took many years to transpire. This battle was heavily anticipated, and many were looking for this brewing grudge to make for a classic battle and settle all the dialogue about Iron's alleged transgressions in the freestyle era. However, this battle didn't get the positive response from fans either, as many people considered the battle to be underwhelming and favorable for Ilmac at the time. At this moment, Iron was in a weird spot. He has proven that he can still perform and be competitive, but he was slowly losing the aura of his comeback and regressing in his last 3 battles. Many battlers have hit a dry spell, or a stretch where they weren't performing at a high level. However, the greats know how to bounce back. With that, Iron remained poised and took on another hill to climb, his URL return. By 2017, the URL platform was transitioning into a new age and new formula for the brand. This includes traveling to new markets, branding new stars, increasing the production of events, and prioritizing small room battles. Born Legacy reached its peak with its 3rd installment in 2016, and with Born Legacy Supreme as the ultimate spin-off in the current year. Smack and the URL executives were looking to add another imprint that translates the same energy of a Born Legacy with a much more retro feel. The essence that many fans wanted them to return to was the street feel that many fans fell in love with in the Smack DVD era. And as a callback, the URL presented Smack Volume 1 as a tribute to the sport at the core. The card was star-studded and had various matchups that garnered the attention of fans. However, the last announcement of the card was the most unexpected match of the year: Iron Solomon and Rum Nitty. Rum Nitty was considered one of the most dangerous battlers in the world, as he was coming off a dominant win against DNA on Traffic 3. Many thought that this was ill-advised for Iron, especially since it would be Iron's return to Smack since the Murder Mook debacle. But if you haven't noticed a pattern by now, when you put Iron in a corner, he's typically in his element. Not only did Iron push Nitty to his limits, but he also earned a lot of people's respect. This is easily Iron's magnum opus and the best performance of his career. One could say he helped catapult the volumes into a series that was in high demand, and he had one of the best battles ever in battle rap. Once again, Iron showed he can answer the bell regardless of who's in front of him, and he can adapt to any environment. In the first inaugural Champion of the Year panel, Iron Solomon was placed as the 14th best battler of the year. By this time, he's clashed with Daylight, Disaster, B Magic, Charlie Clips, Arsenal, Ilmac, and Rum Nitty in his 2 years back. 3 of the 7 are considered classic battles. And once again, Iron could have left the game knowing he accomplished many things that other greats couldn't. But it's safe to say that Iron would catch his 3rd win, preceding Romnitty.
You don't second guess it, or you will always be number 2 when your pencil's tested. If you take battles like Scantrons, where every question you gotta fill your whole roundup with lead just to get accepted. All these. Hey, let's state the facts. Yo, let's state the facts. Y'all might have to play this back, but when you piece it all together, those are the type of lines that created smack. So Glue, Joe, Mike, and None can play their new roles, but I was the first white to watch. I made this Hugh Blow, had Buku runs.
2018 serves as a year where Iron sought another status outside of being a legend. He was establishing his case of being in the best in the world conversation. The year starts off with Iron taking on Chilla Jones in his backyard on Massacre 4. This not only met expectations, but it also made for Battle of the Night, one of the best battles of the year, and one of the best KOTD battles for years to come. Iron matched Chilla with the schemes, wordplay, and penmanship on all fronts, proving that regardless of prep time, he is always equipped for combat. In my humble opinion, this is a top 3 performance of his career, all things considered.
Honor, a mobster, a gangster, the banker, and a robber. Frank Sinatra could throw a fit together better than cranky toddlers. So don't step to me if what you kick's fugazi. You seen I made Nitty look like a bird in them blue jays, and if
Preceding Chilla Jones, Iron Solomon was set to battle Sue Surf on Summer Madness 7. This was a huge match for both competitors. However, Surf would eventually withdraw himself from the battle and Iron would take on JC in 3 weeks prep. While the former matchup would have been more exhilarating, JC stepped in and had a noteworthy performance. And it was no shocker that Iron was involved in one of the best battles on the card. This was another match that featured high-level lyricism, but was primarily centered around ideology, counter-writing, angling, and concepts. This battle rose the stock and kept the momentum of both individuals that were going into the last stretch of the year. The Iron Man lived up to his moniker by handling business on Summer Madness 7 and taking on Big K on RBE's biggest event of their existence. With only 7 days to recuperate, Iron put on a solid performance to outlast Big K in all 3 rounds. While both battles weren't his best, he performed well across multiple leagues and big cards. He has been on Massacre on KOTD, Summer Madness on URL, and the Rare Breed event on RBE. Even though he was leaving his mark across the entire culture, he still had more left in the tank.
bleeding his blue blood, because Adam said if I break down Ku Klux and take K out, I get you, Lux. So white bread
After Euro lost the proverbial Cold War to RB on their last Summer Madness, they returned in November with another Summer Madness card that was star-studded and was placed across the pond. This was Euro's first time in London, and they knew they were going to have a lasting impression. Another high-caliber battler Iron took on his third SM appearance was T-Top. Coming off a good battle with Kichigati, T-Top was primed to have another good showing against another Cody frontrunner. Iron was looking to solidify his spot, and his case is the best, by knocking off one of the best performers and anglers on the big stage. While the battle was entertaining, competitive in spots, Iron Solomon was in the driver's seat for most of the battle with his UK references, his stage presence, and his tailored delivery. He not only had the moment of the battle, but he also sparked a major buzz for the upcoming volume card to close out the year. In my humble opinion, this was a peak moment for Iron and the most momentum he ever had in his career.
A big round for T-Top head like an African unk, or I could bury him somewhere that no one goes see. In Humberton B, cause of death, unknown T. What's up? Are you free coming? Averb, stop running. Surf, how you take 5 shots and still ducking? Gotti not the champ. How could Geechee be above me? I leave Earth every battle. He can't even leave the country.
After weeks and weeks of critiquing Old Red and labeling him a paper champion, Iron was set to take the 2017 Champion of the Year on Volume 3. Truthfully, I think this was the only blemish on Iron's year. I wouldn't say Old Red dominated Iron from beginning to end, but there was clear separation shown. Iron took a while to heat up, while Old Red was locked and loaded for the whole battle. While most people consider this a loss, it did not change the general perception of Iron's ability and stock. In 2018, Iron was placed as the 4th best battler in the world, and he was behind some elite counterparts. Many people were still projecting him to have another stellar campaign in 2019, but I can tell you, one thing changed the trajectory of Iron's career once again.
Hey, for the world.
So do you have your next plate ready, man? Cause like I say, nothing.
Yeah, no, not battle rap. Not right now. I'm gonna chill for a second and regroup. You know what I mean? I feel like I had a few things I needed to prove that I proved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking.
But that's like your own choice taking a break. It's not like it's not reverb or anything. Okay.
And I feel like I wasn't at 100%.
Yeah.
This past year, like I was at, it was a busy year, and that's what I was trying to do is just be busy.
Be busy.
Say yes to everything. Last minute switch ups, cancellations. Just say yes. Fuck it, I'll do it, and just be in the trenches to because that's the chamber of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to prove. I'm just trying to go through the chambers. It's not just about having battle of the year one time or doing this and that.
So pretty much you're gonna take a break and enjoy these battles
a little bit, and then I'm gonna just make sure I'm 100% when I come back.
When you come back.
February 16th, 2019, Iron was scheduled to battle Averb on Pearly Gates 3. This battle made sense not only because of them both being legends, but also because of the exceptional year both competitors had in 2018. However, Averb would also withdraw from the battle in preparation for his major clash against Loaded Lux or Noane. Little did we know, this would be the last time Iron would be announced to battle for a few years. This was the second time in 6 months that Iron was a part of a major match and his opponent withdrew from it. And while Iron has been superhuman for the duration of his return, he was seemingly fatigued and needed time to recuperate. And that was the abrupt end to Iron's return and run from 2015 to 2018. In those 3 years, he gave us classics with legends, moments to remember, lines to recite, and gained a lot of respect from fans and peers alike. He's accomplished just as much, if not more, than any other Smack DVD legend in the ring. And even though I'm not sure when he'll be back to reclaim his spot, I'm for certain that he will accomplish much more.